Remind me, I need to turn it off.
All right, so looking at this, it says silly Sammy Smith does not like to subtract. Does not like to subtract. So he's very sad when his teacher wrote the following equations on the board. Fortunately, silly Sammy Smith is quite smart. So he figures out a way to rewrite the equation using an operation other than subtraction, and he still gets the right answer. Can you figure out how silly Sammy Smith rewrote the equation? What is he changing it to so that he can figure out the answer and not have to subtract? Because he doesn't know any rules for subtraction. Can you look at some of those examples and think of a different operation than subtraction that you could use to find and get that same answer? So like I have 6 and I take away 6 and I have 0. Is there another way to use those same values to get 0 with a different operation? Huh? Oh, okay. What are you thinking? I like what you're thinking. You're on the right track. What do you think, Xavier? Okay. Tell me what you're thinking about opposites. What do you know? Huh. So if I picked one of these and made one positive, one negative, what about the subtraction part? Would that be the same? What would you do if you had a positive and a negative? What would you do? Okay. So which one do you want to make positive? Which one negative? Okay. Both of them are 6s. Which one? Okay. So say -6 plus 6 equals 0. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So that works. So how about this next one? 8 minus 5 is 3. We know that. That's first grade. But how can I think of it in a different way where it's not subtraction? What could I do? It worked. This worked here. I wonder if we could use something here that might do the same thing. That's similar. Okay. So what are we going to do if they're both positive? Are we going to... Now what do we do here? Alex, put your folder down. We added, right? Huh. What is 8 plus 5? Okay, so it has to somehow equal a 3. I like the adding part because it worked for the first part. Is there something that I could add together with those two numbers and get a 3? Talaya, tell me what you're saying. I can't hear you. Okay, so you're saying I can add if I make this 5 a negative? Let's see if that works. If I have 8 and I added -5, what do we do when we have different signs? I need everybody's attention. I see lots of heads down and people slumped down in their chairs. I need your focus on. I need your brains working, that they're getting the energy and oxygen that they need. So make sure you're setting up. What happens if I have a positive and a negative? What do I do? You really subtract because the signs are different. So if I'm subtracting, is my answer going to be a positive or negative? Positive what? Oh, that works. Huh. So what do we do? Here, we changed the first one and we put it with the second one and it worked. But here, it didn't work. What if I'd made this a -8 and that a +5? Would that work?
No.
Now, that would give us a negative answer. So this one looks like it's working. How about -4 minus 7? Addition seems to be working for us. So what could I add together that I would get a -11?
-7.
Plus what?
-4.
What is -4 plus -7?
-11.
Oh, so that works.
7-11.
No, it's just -7 and -11. All right, next we have 9 minus 12. What do we think we should do on this one? Do we think it's addition? Is that working? Okay, so addition is working. Elijah, make sure you're paying attention. All right, what about getting the negative 3?
Negative 12.
Oh, so if I keep the 9 and I change positive 12 to negative 12, is that going to give me the negative 3? Do we see something that's working every time? Something's changing, something's staying the same. Which one changes? The second number. What happens to the first number? Okay, so let's keep this the same. Subtraction we would change to addition. And then what would a negative 2 change to?
Positive 2.
What is 10 plus 2?
12.
That seems to work. Finally, if I have negative 8 minus negative 7 is negative 1, what do you think that's going to change to with addition?
Normal 8.
So if that's a normal 8, and I keep that at negative 7, am I going to get a negative 1?
Yes.
Okay, so do I want this to be the positive, or am I going to change the 7?
You want the 7 to be in the... No, the 7 will be a positive.
Why does the 7 need to be a positive?
Because that's A.
Right, we need our answer to be negative, so we have to have more negatives than positives. So negative 8 plus 7, don't need a parentheses there. And is that equal to negative 1? Okay, notice that is going to work each time. That's what we're doing today. We're going to change subtraction. Modeling is great, but it takes a while. Last night you could only do, or yesterday, you had time to do 12 problems. You should be able to do 12 problems in less than 5 minutes. Okay? If we change it to just numbers without models, do we have rules for addition?
Yes.
We do. So we are going to open up our notebooks to page 30 something. Maybe 32. 32A. Huh? What do you have? Bring me your notebook. When subtracting, so this is generalizations or rules that we're going to use about or with subtracting integers. When subtracting integers, you really don't subtract. You add the opposite of the second number. Okay? And we're going to put ATO. Add the opposite. That's what we did. Our first number didn't change. We changed subtraction to addition, and then we changed the second number to its opposite. Okay, notice it's ATO. Add the opposite. There is also another way to remember this, referring to it as keep, change, change. Now, when I think of flip, that's going to be reciprocal. And this isn't a reciprocal, it's the opposite. So, we keep the first number. Okay. We change subtraction to what? Subtraction to addition. And then we change the second number to what? No, it's keep, change, change. Its second number changes to the opposite. That's if you're talking about dividing fractions. We're not flipping the number, we're changing it to its opposite. A flip is going to be a change of numerator denominator. Okay. Now, we're going to look at some examples together. So with this, we have negative 5 minus 3 equals negative 8. Okay, so the reason this works is because negative 5 plus negative 3 equals negative 8. Negative 5, kept that first number the same. Subtraction, London, writing this down. Changing it to addition. 3 is going to be a negative 3. When I have two different negatives, I'm going to add them together for negative 8. So what we did is we add negative 3, which is the opposite of the 3. So for number 2, if I have 8, take away negative 3 is 11. If I keep, change, subtraction to addition, change negative 3 to a positive 3, 8 plus 3 is 11. That works because we add, or you add, 3, which is the opposite of negative 3. We're changing the one after the sign to its opposite. Copying the same thing. Number 3. Negative 9 minus negative 5 is negative 4. What am I going to write on the line? I'm going to write what? Talea. And that is correct. You are going to add 5, which is the opposite of negative 5. Number 4. 6 minus 9 equals negative 3. Because, how can I change this? What am I going to change it to? Jason?
6 plus negative 9 equals 3. Negative 3.
Negative 3. Okay? So, you add negative 9, which is the opposite of 9. For the last one. Negative 2 minus 7 equals negative 9. Colton, what am I going to write?
So 2.
What am I going to put in the front? What's my first number?
2.
What is it again?
Negative 2.
Good.
Plus
Uh-huh.
7. No, negative 7.
Good.
Negative 7 equals 9.
Negative 9. So, 2 negatives and 7 negatives give me a total of 9 negatives. So we add negative 7, which is the opposite of 7. Now, we're not going to write those words every time. Now we're going to apply it. On the top of page 32B, you're going to see this again on the homework. When you see it on the homework, you're just going to copy what it says. I think you need to work harder at home. Maybe something like vacuuming or yard work so that you can use your hands more and build up some muscle.
I got short.
And that would be beautiful. All right, on 32B. Not right now. Can you wait till we finish the note? Till we finish the note. Okay. At the top, 32B. Okay. For each difference, We're going to find each difference by applying the rule or generalization for subtracting integers, which is KCC, which reminds us to do what? Keep, change. All right, what we're keeping is that first number. We're changing the subtraction to addition. Why is it uncommon? We'll do it at the end. And the second way is ATO. ATO helps us to remember what? Add the opposite. So we are changing it to addition and adding the opposite that comes after the sign. Okay, we are going to rewrite each equation to then solve. These are equations because they have equal signs. So when I have number 1 and I have 12 minus 16, how am I going to rewrite that so that I can use my addition rules? That's going to be what, Natalie? How can I rewrite this? Good. Now I'm going to use my rules for addition. If I have 12 positives and 16 negatives, is my sum going to be positive or negative? It's a negative what?
4.
It's going to be a 4. Remember, when my signs are different, you're subtracting. The one you have more of, or the one with the greater absolute value, is going to have that same sign. Number 2, how am I going to rewrite this subtraction expression so that it is addition? Greenlee, what am I going to write? Good? Good? Nice. So now I have 11 negatives, 9 positives. If I put them together, what is the sum of that going to be? The sum is going to be what, Colton? So if I owe you $11 and I have $9, what do I do with the $9 that I have? I have to give it to you. Are we even, or do I owe you money, or do I have money? There we go. It's going to be a -2. Number 3, Anaya, 23 minus 35. What am I going to rewrite? Okay, stop for a second. You got to keep it. So what do I write? I keep it. What do I have to keep? Yes, it says 23. Then keep, change. Good. Plus what? -35. All right, so I have a positive 23 stays the same, and then I add the opposite. I'm adding a -35. Is my answer positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Negative what?
12.
Okay, I'm going to subtract them because they're different. If I have 35 and I take away 23, it's going to be a 12. -12. Number 4, I have -30 minus 6. How am I going to rewrite that problem so that I can subtract, Hunter? What am I going to write?
-30.
Good.
Plus
Yes.
6.
It is a 6. If I change it, it's going to be a -6. Good. So if I put that together, -30 and -6, is my answer positive or negative? Negative what? 36. Number 5. What am I going to do for rewriting this, Jamari? What is this going to write to?
-14.
Good.
Plus 8.
Nice. Is my answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. Negative what?
6.
6. Remember, when the signs are different, you're subtracting. And then I'm going to have a negative because I have more negatives than positives. Number 16. What am I going to rewrite this to? Oh,
6.
I saw the 17, I think. What am I going to rewrite this to? It's going to be what? Nairi, what am I going to rewrite this into?
-17.
Good.
Plus
Nice. Is this going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Positive what?
8.
Okay, you're going to subtract them. So if you're at 17 and you go up to 25, it's going to be a difference of 8. Question. All right, you have 7 and 8. I want you to do those two. 7 and 8. You got a minute.
The 25 was a minus.
It was a negative. What's the opposite of that?
Not negative.
Positive. Okay, so if I have 17 negatives and 25 positives, I have more positives. That's why it's a positive 8.
I don't know why they switched to positive.
Because we're going to, when we have subtraction, the one that comes after the sign, we change it to its opposite. London, stop talking. The next time we'll practice at lunch.
Oh, you finished with that?
Yeah, we got to do the whole thing. Be careful, you're being recorded. You're being recorded. You're being recorded. All right, number 7, what am I going to rewrite? I have negative 28 minus 32. What is that going to rewrite to? It's going to be what, Colton?
Negative 28 plus 32 will change.
Is it going to be a positive or negative?
Negative
Why negative?
because it changed. Because 32 changes to a negative number.
Okay, well, this is correct that you've given me, but now I'm going to simplify it. So if I have negative 28, I owe you $28 and I have 32. Am I going to give you all 32 of my dollars? I'm only going to give you how many?
Oh.
I'm only going to give you 28. Do I have money left or do I still owe you money?
You get more money.
I have more money. How much more do I have?
16.
It's going to be a 4.
Oh.
Because if I'm at 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, I can count up. It's going to be a difference of 4.
13.
I'm not sure how. So the difference, you're subtracting those two because the signs are different. Okay. Number 8, Tavares. What am I going to rewrite that to? Say again. I have a subtraction expression. I want to make it addition. How am I going to change it? Keep, change, change. Add the opposite. Tell me what to write. Say it. What do I write? I can't hear you. What is the first number? It stays a 0. What am I changing subtraction to? Okay. And what is the opposite of negative 41? All right. Using the identity property, what's the total? I couldn't hear you. I asked you to repeat yourself. Thank you so much for listening. What did you get for a total? There we go, 41. Questions? All right, at the bottom we have substitution. First thing we're going to do is just substitute. Anywhere we see M, we're going to put a negative 2. Anywhere we see an N, we're going to put a positive 10. Anywhere we have a letter P, we're going to put a 5. All I want you to do, not solve, just substitute. What am I going to put for M? So I'm going to put negative 2 minus 6. Go to number 10. What am I going to put for P? What am I putting? 5 minus, what's N?
10.
Okay, number 11. What am I going to write? Negative 25 minus, what's P? 5. Go to 12. What am I going to put for N?
10.
Minus? Put that in parentheses because it's a negative after a subtraction sign. Okay, so those parentheses show that's not a sign for operation. It's a negative sign with the 2. Number 3, what do I put for the letter P? 5 minus 17. And number 14, what am I going to write? Minus 10. Okay, if you have a Negative number after subtraction or even after an addition sign, you put that in parentheses. Now we're going to solve. So if I have negative 2 minus 6, these are all expressions. There are no equal signs. So I'm going to rewrite this. If I keep change, what am I going to write? Anybody? Negative 2. No. Plus what? Negative 6. Now I'm going to do the work. What's negative 2 plus negative 6? Negative 8. Okay, no equal signs. These are expressions. There is no equal sign in an expression. I have 5 minus 10. How can I rewrite that?
What?
5 minus 10. How can I rewrite that? 5. 5 plus negative 10. Put that in parentheses because it comes after the sign and it's negative. If I have 5 positives and 10 negatives, is it positive or negative? Negative what? 5. Number 11. Negative 25 minus 5. How can I rewrite that? Negative 5. If I have 25 negatives and 5 negatives and I put it all together, what do I get? Negative 30. Remember, when you have the same sign, you're adding. Number 12. Alex Costin, how am I going to rewrite 10 minus negative 2? What happens to the 10? Look at what we've done on all of these so far. Have we changed any of the first numbers? So what am I going to write? 10. What do I write next? Plus. What do I put next? If I add 10 plus 2, what do I get? I put a 12. Number 13. How am I going to rewrite 5 minus 17 is going to be what, Natalie? Make sure you put that in parentheses. And if I have 5 and add negative 17, what do I get, Natalie? And for the last one, I have negative 4 minus 10. What am I going to get if I have negative 4 and take away 10? I'm going to rewrite that into what, Addie?
Negative 4 minus 10.
Is what I have. I don't want to rewrite the same thing again. So I have negative 4. Subtraction, I'm going to change to addition. 10 is going to change to negative 10. So if I have negative 4 and negative 10, negative 14. Any questions? Now, we've done addition, we've done subtraction. We did addition word problems. Okay, we're going to really keep that in our minds, but we need to see how subtraction is going to work. How is addition and subtraction different? Addition is, we're doing what?
Combining.
We're combining. Subtraction is, you only have one thing that we're taking away from. And we're going to see how they relate. Turn to page 34A. We're going to look for keywords to help. You need a pen. And then you need to bring me your computer. So I have to highlight keywords. So looking at number 1, it says your checking account is overdrawn by $15. You use your debit card to pay a $24 bill at the grocery store. How am I going to figure out my checking account balance? What do I know? Keywords, so I know what numbers I'm working with. What do I know? I have what, Natalie? What does that mean if I'm overdrawn by $15? Is that good or bad?
Bad.
Why is that bad?
It's money that you don't have.
It's money you don't have and it's negative. So I am going to start with a negative 15 balance in my checking account. Then what do I do?
You have to.
Add what you spent.
I'm going to add what I spent. I get to put money in my account if I go to the grocery store.
Negative.
You gotta subtract what you.
I'm subtracting. So I'm taking away how much money?
$24.
Okay, I'm taking away $24. That could be a problem. Because how much money do I have?
24,
Do I have any? Not only do I not have money, but I owe money. Okay, so if I'm paying a bill, that money has to come out. So let's change this. If I keep change this, what is this going to be? So if I look at this, I'm going to put negative 15 what? Well, don't worry about that. What am I doing with it? Adding it to what? Negative 24. So if I'm adding that, what am I going to get for a total?
$9.
Really?
Negative.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I don't have any money. I go spend $24.
Negative.
Really? Isn't that nice? I owed the bank $15. I went grocery shopping. I spent $24 more and I only owe $9? 39. What happens if I have both negatives? You have to put them together. My debt continues to get larger. It's a negative 39. I now owe the bank $39. You don't want to do that.
And every day you don't pay back.
What happens is if it's being called overdrawn, the bank makes money from you because they charge you a fee, and it's usually between $35 to $75. Not only do they charge it, but then other places could charge you for that too. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want to have to pay to use the money. All right, let's look at number 2. The average temperature in Calgary, Canada is 22 degrees Celsius in July and negative 10 degrees Celsius in January. What is the temperature range? Range is important. A range, just like a price range, is going to be a high number, subtract the low number. So if I'm going shopping for Christmas gifts, I may have a certain price range in mind. I don't want to spend too much because I have a budget, but I don't want to look like a cheapskate. So I have a price range that I'm looking at. Do I have a high number in this problem? What's my high number? 22. So I'm going to start with 22. That's a positive. I'm going to subtract, what's my low number? Negative 10. So I am taking away negative 10. It's subtraction. I'm going to rewrite that to what? 22 plus
Positive 10.
What is 22 plus 10?
32.
That makes sense. The difference between these two, if I look at a number line and I'm at 22, I go past 0 to negative 10, it's going to be a distance of 32. A roller coaster begins at 90 feet above ground level. Then it descends 105 feet. What is the elevation after the first descent? So this roller coaster starts where? 90 feet where? Above. Is that a positive 90 or a negative 90? Okay. Now, what does it mean if it descends?
Goes down.
Okay, so if I'm going down, am I adding feet or taking feet away?
Taking feet away.
Okay, how many feet am I taking away?
105.
105. This is where it relates to the addition. So looking at this, how can I take 90 minus 105 and change it to addition? Yeah, so I'm going to put 90 plus negative 105. Is my answer going to be a positive or a negative? Negative what?
15.
On the side, you may want to take 105,
Negative 15.
subtract, and get 15. What does that mean?
It goes 15 feet under the ground.
Underground. Is that possible?
Yes.
Like a tunnel.
Yes.
Sometimes it looks like it's going underwater when it goes down.
The roller is only going 15 feet under the ground.
Okay? And that's not a whole lot. That's a little bit, probably twice, 1.5 times this room height.
It should be higher than that.
Just, questions?
That's all man said no.
Jaden and Garrett were digging in the sand at the beach. Garrett dug a hole that was 23 inches below the surface. Find the difference in the depths of their holes if Jaden's hole was 16 inches below the surface. How do I know this is subtraction? Difference. Okay, it says difference, so we know we're subtracting. We are going to take 23 inches below. What is our other measurement? 16 inches below. They are both what? Negative. So I have negative 23. I'm subtracting what?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. What's it going to look like? Negative 23 plus equals positive or negative?
Negative
Negative what?
39.
Whoa, how did that happen?
Wait, what?
17 or 7?
Oh, I didn't change it.
Why is it negative 7? Because we're subtracting them. And if I'm at 16, I count up to 23. It's a difference of 7. Now, it's a measurement. Measurements are always positive. So if I were to flip this around and put this in the front and this after, then I would get a positive 7 answer. It really doesn't matter because measurement is always what? If I have a tape measure, is it ever going to have negative numbers on it?
No.
No. So if I'm doing a measurement, it's always going to be a positive. So I'm going to put positive 7 because it needs to be an absolute value. A fish is swimming 12 feet below the surface of the ocean. An osprey is flying 58 feet above the surface of the water. What is the difference in the elevations? How do I know that this is subtraction?
Difference.
Jamari, put your hands down, please. How do I know? It says difference. So I'm going to highlight difference. And what are the two numbers I'm subtracting?
12 and 58.
Is it a positive 12 or negative? Why is it negative?
Below.
Okay, so we have below. What else do we have?
58.
Where it is above. Again, because it's distance, it's going to be positive. But if I put the larger number in the front, it's going to help me to have that positive amount. So which one is my larger number?
58.
So if I have 58 and I'm taking away what number? Negative 12. What is that going to equal? What am I going to change this to? 58
plus
plus
12.
equals
70.
70 feet. Questions? Okay, you need to take out your planners so that I can get your homework to you. We can get started. Okay, so planners out.